Right guys, it's going to be a 100K Nightfall solo on the Pyramidion. For those that just want to see the run, then skip the time on the screen. The rest of you I can show you my setup and the modifiers. This video is going to be aimed at showing people how to solo their 100K Pinnacle reward. It's not a master run. I'll be doing a master run in a couple of days time or whenever I get round to it, but this is more of a tutorial video. So the modifiers are Martyr, Champions Overload, Anti-Barrier, Equipment Locked, Match Game, and this modifier does as it states, so there's no unstoppable targets and there's no solar shield to deal with. The character that we're on is a Titan. You can do this on a Warlock or a Hunter as well. I'm just on a Titan because I haven't made a video of me being a Titan for quite a while. As far as our weapons, first of all that we're using Witherhoard, Gnawing Hunger, and the Arc Machine Gun 7 Seraph. Now, you can farm this auto rifle in the tower, just sit there and hand in umbrals. So this is easily obtainable. If you don't have any arc machine guns, and if you don't have 21% delirium, then you'll have to get the machine gun off the moon, I believe, the arc moon machine gun. But if you do have this, you can use this as well. This has Vorpal weapon on it, so this works against champions as well as bosses, so it's nice for that. The only reason why I've got it on is just to show that you don't need to use 21% delirium, even though it's the best arc machine gun. You can just use anything that's just used for ripping down shields, and that's it. Of course, with Witherhoard as well, it's basically a kinetic anarchy, very powerful, and it's available from season pass rank 1. So this is accessible gear, basically, is what I'm trying to say. My armor perks, we had 100% discipline on, just so that it plays into us getting our nade all the time. We had anti-barrier rounds on our auto and breach resonator on our chest plate, just to play into the fact of getting more nades even more. Got overload grenades on for the Minotaurs. We have grenade launcher perks on, like ammo finders, loaders, and scavengers. Oppressive Darkness is on as well. We dire artillery so that we get increased super energy off grenade launcher kills. And that's basically the build. Right, so in the run, straight away we'll summon our Sparrow to the first section, as we don't want to be wasting too much time. It's not like you speedrun it, but you are timed and you want to get as much score as you can within the 20 minutes. Because of course after that you start to lose points and you don't get as much. So we can take out the ads from up top. So we took the first 2 orange bar goblins with Witherhoard. Takes them out one Witherhoard shot will take one out. Then we hit the champion twice, the first anti-barrier champion with Witherhoard to then break his shield from up top. Did miss my nade there, but doesn't matter too much. Of course I've got the catalyst on Witherhoard as well, which makes it fantastic for champions. So if you haven't got the catalyst, grind the catalyst out first before you start doing sort of solo stuff with it. Okay, so we're going to take the first plate first. We're not going to take both plates at the same time. We're just going to do one plate at a time. You don't need to take both. You can if you really want to, but we're not going to do that. So we're going to take out the second anti-barrier champ first, before anything. And we'll do a barricade there as well to avoid cover, so that we can safely take out the champion without the orange bars hitting us, which they do hit hard if they all hit us at the same time. Plus there's a sniper over the other side. He's not a champion, but you just got to be wary of him. It's known about all the spawns, so you usually have 2 sets of goblins spawn on each side. Okay, so it's all about taking those out. But now we can deal with the far right sniper and then take the second player. This is the fastest way of doing it. This is just a safe way of doing it. Now we're going to try and spawn trap the ads with Witherhoard, which is handy. Sometimes they sit in it, sometimes they don't. You can either tag them directly or shoot at the block. Now we can spawn trap the last spawn of this area. Plus we're going to have 2 void shields. Plus we've got a void energy weapon on for that. That's the beauty of this exotic, you can sort of multitask with it. Kind of like Anarchy, same thing basically. The only difference is that it's 1 shot rather than 2. I know it's a totally different exotic, but it's the same principle. You can tag something, hide, or multitask. You know, that's what makes the a very good choice. Plus, it's an energy weapon. It doesn't even use power ammo, so it's very strong. That's the first room done. You can sparrow down this bit as well, just to save you a bit of time. I often see people in strikes just, you know, walking through here, slow walk and taking forever. Don't want to be doing that. Don't want to waste too much time. Also, you don't want to be skipping any ads in this run, or very few. I end up getting a higher score than I expected when I got to the boss. But not sort of realising, since I haven't run Pyramidion forever. I can't remember the last time it was the Ordeal Nightfall, to be honest. But you want to just take out the ads rather than skipping it all. We'll have another void shield to deal with here on this second platform. Deal with easily. And it's all about just taking your time. We're going to have our next anti-barrier champion here. One on the left, he'll be on the left, and the right side sniper will just be a regular red bar. Now the thing with this auto is it has great range, but the best place to take out the champion is from here. But first you want to deal with the ads. If you try to take out the champion before the ads will more than likely kill you. Now I missed my nade there, as you saw. Can't happen. Right. That's why we're in this specific spot. We popped our barricade for safety as a plan B. Once we've dealt with the ads, we can then deal with the champion. Just notice where my positioning is. I'm always next to cover, just in case I do get weak while I'm taking his shield out, because he can still snipe you while you're taking his shield. He didn't there, more than likely because he was pressured from my Witherhoard and the damage I was doing. It all depends. Trying to get some nade energy back by using our melee. See, that's the thing with Code of the Commander, is that when you use your nade, okay, the detonators, when they explode, you get grenade energy. Well, you get ability energy back. Okay. That's what makes it so strong. So for example here I use my grenade. See, I'm getting half my grenade back, more, 75% of it back straight away. So first we're taking down the arc shields with our machine gun, and then what we're going to do is spawn trap the ads. See, having done this Nightfall many times over and over the last nearly 3 years, right? I know what the ads do, sort of thing. So if you hook this right wall and just keep using your Witherhoard, the ads are just going to spawn into that trap, and it just makes a quick clear in this room. Because generally, depending on where you stand, where I am, if you stand more to the left, the ads will actually be in a different spot. If you hook this wall, they cluster, and means that they be took out, and they don't separate as much. In this particular room, we're going to only have one champion, one overload. The key is not to let him see you or push up too far. You want to take out all the harpies that are close. The ones far away, this machine gun's going to struggle. It doesn't have that range. Take out the ones right at the back, but take out the 3 front harpies at least before you push up. And at this point we're just going to work on a couple of ads, and we're waiting. I'm waiting next to this cover here, specifically standing just around this corner to then stun him with a nade and then take him out with our super. This super, we don't really need it, so we're just using it. So we're just getting rid of it. But it's handy for safely taking out Minotaurs. I didn't need to super that Minotaur. I could have killed him with Witherhoard, which you'll see me do that with the Minotaurs coming up. I didn't have any heavy drops, so we're using heavy, not using a lot of it. We're just using it when we need to, obviously on all these arc shields. Okay? Since it's a high impact machine gun, it doesn't carry a lot of ammo. That's why something like Delirium's better for Nightfalls just because the sheer amount of ammo that it holds. Although this machine gun's alright, it's pretty good. Be sure to... oh, we did have actually a brick drop. So that's just a point to always make sure you check before you leave. We're full on everything, energy and power. That's good. With the lasers, you want to take your time with it. You don't want to be rushing them, as they do wreck you. Even though it's only legend, I know. If you stand in the lasers long enough, they will kill you pretty fast. Especially on the drop. Now the way I do the drop is I do it the safe way. I come to this little ledge here and then I just sidestep off. I don't even jump off, I just sidestep off it. It just means that I'm not going to get killed by it. Plus the lasers can be buggy. I've seen that where they just... you think you're safe to drop down but you're just not. So do yourself a favour and just take the safe approach. If you're not experienced with this Nightfall, that is. So with this plate room, you need to do the plate room in a specific way in order to kill all Overload Minotaurs. There's 4 in this room. They are easily missed, and if you don't kill them all, you won't get platinum. Now that's not a big deal. If you're just going for your 100k Pinnacle, that doesn't matter about the platinum. It doesn't matter what, you know, how many champions you kill, as long as you get 100k, of course, though. But in order to get platinum in this room, you have to collect the plates in a specific way, which I will end up showing. But right now, what we're doing is we're just sort of waiting for this sniper to move in a good spot so we can get in with Witherhoard, which we did. It's hard work this room for me with me having an auto on. They just keep doing their shield, but we're baiting out the first Overload Minotaur. And take him out easily. We got the health regen there, if you saw, because of the detonator that was attached to him, which was handy because both snipers were on me. That bit's probably the most dangerous. You could get them with Witherhoard, but you just take a more accurate shot than what I had. Take them all out. So when you push up, this room works where more ads spawn in to a certain limit where you get to the room, which we then get our second Minotaur. Now I'm round the corner as well, specifically so that he can't hit me while he's coming towards me. So then when he does do his teleportation, which I wait for, then I do a nade. Don't do a nade before teleportation, do it after. You will rarely miss. With a void wall, you probably won't miss at all. But I just wanted to use magnetics on this run. That could be a way you could just void wall around the corner and the Minotaur will sort of walk into the nade anyways. So the order that you need to collect the plates to ensure that you get all Minotaurs, as far as I'm aware, you need to collect top plate first. Don't try to double collect plates just in case. Make sure you just collect the top plate first. We got our next Minotaur, which I use a super for, why not? Obviously I stunned him first with a nade. And we can take out a Hydra. We won't end up getting 2 Hydras, which you can get 2 Hydras if you do the plates differently, but we don't care about the Hydras on this. What we care about is getting all the Overload Minotaurs. Then at that point, clear all the ads. And then you can work on the next plate. So the next plate that you need to get is right side. So what this does is it will spawn in a Minotaur on left side. I haven't tried doing top left right, but just what I tried to do was working, but when I was going left side first, wasn't getting any Minotaurs. So like I said, just follow the way. I don't know. This is the next Minotaur. Again, we're using the cover. We're using round the corner to bait the Minotaur. Makes it easier. And then once we're done with that, we can get the final plate, and then that's all 4 Minotaurs cleared and all ads. Like I say, you won't get an extra Hydra, but scores irrelevant for that. You'll always still get 100k as long as you get to the boss before 20 minutes. You'll still get your... Yeah. With that section as well, with the lasers, just make sure you're 100% when you're going through, you're not hitting any. Like I say, one laser got me one shot. If two lasers hit me there, that would have been a wipe. We'll deal with the remaining adds in this room, not much to this. Now this is where I've experienced the lasers be extremely buggy for me. Where you 100% you've walked past, but the laser still caught you. It's just something that can happen. Just be mindful and take your time going through. I've seen people just run right through and get through. But just take your time with it if you're getting caught out by that bit. Okay, so this is with the tower section, which can be difficult for some, but if you play in the right way, it's a pretty safe room. First of all, you want to use cover, these two blocks at the start of the room, and sort of clear the adds at the first tower. Don't worry about the snipers just yet. Just use your cover and get all the goblins. The Cyclopses you won't be able to get with your auto from the range where we're at, or it's going to take you a long time, which you don't want to be doing that. First, before the Cyclopses, you can come to this area here. The Cyclopses can't hit you from here. If they do hit you, they will one-shot you. Hence why I'm taking cover and taking the snipers out on the run, singling them out. Once we've dealt with the snipers, we can get the goblins to our right on the hill there. They can hit you while you're jumping up and down. But basically what we want to do is hit the Cyclops. One shot of Witherhoard will take out the Cyclops. It's just one of those things where you just have to practice using the weapon to get used to where it lands. But once you take out both Cyclopses, the room's safe to then sort of push up. You do not want to push up any further than what I am. Once you get to a certain point, the adds will spawn. There'll be a set of extra goblins down below, but if you go even further than that, as in further past the second tower, it's in the middle, if you go past that tower, you'll get all the adds spawning. We don't want the adds to spawn in until we've dealt with the adds that are in front of us. We want to deal with the adds in front of you first, and the adds below you as well, before you spawn in the next wave of adds. Reason being is that so that you can spawn kill them quickly with your super, which you see me do. Right now we'll deal with the additional Vex spawn below. This room's mainly just knowledge of where the adds spawn. That's the main thing with this. Okay, so now when we push up, like you see, the adds spawn in. So we're going to do a Witherhoard shot on the right tower. You can do left, you can start with whichever one you want, but we're waiting for the Minotaur to then stun him with a nade, and then we're going to use our super. Once we've dealt with that, we want to try and get both Void Minotaurs. If we can get them both down, just makes it a little bit easier and there's no Minotaurs rushing you. These overloaded Minotaurs that sit on the towers are not dangerous. They're not really dangerous because they can't push you. They just sort of sit on that platform. So yeah, you can sort of just take them from a distance. Now I missed my Void Nade there, which was bad, but got another one just coming now. With these Minotaurs you can pre-Witherhoard them first, then do your stagger, and then do another shot of Witherhoard. That just all stacks together and makes the kill on the Minotaur a lot easy. I barely have to use any machine gun ammo on them to finish them, to get them to a finished state, so makes it easy. Now we'll get the remaining towers. I didn't get the towers, like 3 towers, because if we got 3 towers then we'll be dealing with that while trying to deal with the overload Minotaurs. So we're singling it out. We can deal with the Hydra at the end, like when he's on his own. A couple of Witherhoard shots will take him out, then we'll get the last tower. This is where you want to be looking for ammo. You want to make sure that you're going with plenty machine gun ammo, and plenty of Witherhoard ammo. That's very important for the fight on the way that we're going to do it. Now we're on 105k, and when I was doing the run I didn't realise I was on such a high score. If I wasn't on as much score as what I was, I would have killed those goblins that we just passed there, but there's no need to. We've got the 100k already. This is where the sort of time aspect comes to it, so you definitely want to be getting here before 20-minute mark at least, and having more than 100,000 k score. Since when you get to that sort of time limit, you know, you get half points and you lose points. So we're going to do one oppressive nade with 3 Witherhoard shots, and then we'll try and get him again on the next spawn if you can. If you can't, it doesn't matter so much. And then we're going to go to the first plate. This is where Tower and Barricade comes in, makes it handy for collecting the plates. As long as he can see you behind your barricade, he will not do his void move. If you take cover behind a wall while collecting a plate, he will do his void move. And if you sit in that void move, or the void area of effect, whatever you want to call it, for too long, it will kill you quick because of the modifier. Incoming void damage is increased, and it's increased by a lot. I don't know what the percent is, but by a lot. So this is where the tower and barricades come in. Same we do a lot on plates. So we took the ads from that safe side. Well, we took what we could at the time, but there was a goblin that high hit, which can happen. Also, you want to get used to the boss, the timing of when he shoots and when he doesn't. He can two-shot me, I believe. I think he can two-shot me, but you don't want to be getting hit by him, not that much anyways. If you come to this little wall here and duck, he'll go into a stomp animation. That's what you want. Reason being is because it's just safe to do damage, and he can't hit you. He can snipe you if you stand a little bit far out, but not much. Now the thing with that is I didn't do an oppressive nade. There's a specific reason for that, and it's to do with the boss's HP. If we do too much damage on that particular second phase there, it'll make the next phase bad. As in, it won't skip a damage phase, which that's what we want to do. On the next particular damage phase, we want to push the boss's HP to a point where he skips adds, he skips harpies, he skips all sorts. Just see. So on that particular damage phase, you just want to do enough damage to send him. That's all you're doing. Of course, we clear the adds from the safe side behind a wall. And then on this particular plate you can duck and he'll just snipe the corner of that wall, as you can see. He won't do his void blast because he can see you. If he can't see you, he will do his void blast. That's how he works. Okay, so this spawn can be awkward. I played it bad. You can stand behind the other wall and take the adds. I just came here, which enraged the Minotaurs, which wasn't the best. But if that does happen, of course that's why we've got void abilities to use and whatnot. Ideally what I should have done is stand behind the first wall and then use my nades and spam machine gun, but it doesn't always work. There's always a plan B though. If you screw up, there is a plan B. You just got to be wary of the boss though, and when he's sniping. Okay, so that's the final ad wave that we're going to deal with. So this is the damage skip that I was talking about. So we've got the boss's HP where we want. Which I'll end up showing you exactly where it is. If you pushed it more than me, like a lot more, which you can of course with Oppressive Darkness, then you've done too much damage, and you won't be able to get an extra damage phase in, which I'm going to do now. Might not make sense, but you just have to maybe watch it to see what I'm doing. So we're going to get the boss stuck in his stomp animation. So you want his HP at the D. And no more than that. To do Oppressive Darkness nade, and then we want to do as many Witherhoard shots as we can. We get a stagger on him as well, so that's 3 shots, and he's still ticking damage. And then we can do another shot. If you miss that shot, no problem, but that's going to skip all the harpies and stuff. He's going to immediately teleport to middle, and then we're going to spam a couple of Witherhoard shots and then machine gun ammo. We're staying close as well while sort of strafing to avoid his shots if we can. Getting weak enough to then do an Oppressive Darkness nade with a super, and that super will give us infinite, it'll give us increased health, sorry, and then it'll ensure that we can get the kill on the boss without having to deal with any ads. That's basically how you get a 100k on that. Hope you enjoyed, thank you.